former 50/50 members are gearing up for their debut as a whole new group. With K-pop fans watching the group closely, their debut has been highly discussed, as many people are wondering if they'll be able to have a fresh start and move on from their past controversy. It's been almost a year since 50/50 announced they would be coming back as a new group, with new additions to the team and a completely different concept. Because of the controversy that undoubtedly tainted the group's reputation and changed the opinions of many K-pop fans, netizens had been wondering if ATRAC would scrap the whole group and just debut a new one. However, the company came up with a new lineup centered around Kina, who initially filed a request to suspend her exclusive contract with ATRAC. While Ahn Sung Il and Sana were later cut from the company for allegedly defaming the agency and seeking to break their contracts, Kina was the one who eventually withdrew her request and returned to the company. Ahn Sung Il and Sana later signed with Massive ENC. The company is now in the middle of ABLUME's debut album preparations, which is scheduled to come out in the first half of 2025. All of this would be fine if Massive ENC didn't sign a one-year contract with the infamous Ahn Sung Il, who is heavily intertwined with the 50/50 controversy. Even stranger is the fact that the girls allegedly specifically requested him to be the producer of their debut album. Over the past several months, Ahn Sung Il has been exposed for many wrongdoings, and netizens aren't exactly pleased to hear he is reportedly working with the members again, especially after their claims of wanting to make their own decisions and not being in touch with him anymore. To refresh your memory, in 2023, Ahn Sung Il, the CEO of the company The Givers, was threatened with a criminal complaint from ATRAC, who reported that he tried to buy off the copyrights of 50/50's Cupid. According to ATRAC, The Givers were handling and working on different projects under a service contract, and as their several claims stated, The Givers engaged in obstruction of business while they transferred different project tasks. In the end, ATRAC accused them of trying to sabotage the purchase of copyrights for Cupid. The Givers responded to ATRAC's claims, stating that the company was trying to distract the public's eyes from the root of the issue and prompting those at ATRAC to make a wise decision. Following the statements from both of the companies, Dispatch stepped into the situation and released a phone call between Ahn Sung Il and ATRAC's CEO John Hongjun, in which Ahn Sung Il is being confronted by ATRAC's CEO. This phone call can be considered damning evidence in the entire scandal, as it seemingly contradicts Ahn Sung Il's previous claims. In the phone call, Ahn Sung Il claims that ATRAC purchased neighboring rights worth $9,000. However, Dispatch revealed that neighboring rights belong to the music label, which in this case is ATRAC. This would mean that ATRAC paid $9,000 for rights that already belong to them. Ahn Sung Il also allegedly lied about the royalties he received from the song Cupid, claiming he received a minority stake when in reality he received almost 30% of the royalties, while Sana received not even 1%. Dispatch claimed that Sana's outtake from the song can be considered a minority stake, definitely not Ahn Sung Il's. It was also found out that Kina's songwriting distribution was reduced from 6.5% to 0.5% by Ahn Sung Il. By forging these signatures, he committed serious criminal offenses, facing the punishment of up to 3 years in prison. However, as the days went by, the expose on Ahn Sung Il just kept piling up. At one point, Ahn Sung Il was exposed for allegedly faking his own resume. Across several portal sites, his alma mater was stated as the business department of Jungang University, which is known as one of the most prestigious universities in South Korea. Because he has been consistently using his birth name throughout his career and personal life, TV Daily was able to uncover that he was not featured on the list of graduates from the school's business department. TV Daily was also not able to locate him on the school's intranet, and this led to suspicions that he had manipulated the information about his career. According to Ahn Sung Il's career profile, he went through many roles in his life. He was once the CEO of the operational division of Star Crew Entertainment, the general director of Blossom Entertainment's subsidiaries Blossom Pictures and Blossom Story, as well as being the producing director of Warner Brothers Korea and their sub-label Bataman Entertainment. Shockingly enough, TV Daily revealed that this part of his resume might be forged as well. When they contacted Blossom Entertainment, the company shared that Ahn Sung Il had worked there 10 years ago, and Warner Music Korea gave them a similar answer. Ahn Sung Il's alleged employment at Beyond Music, set to January 2020 until April 2023, was also false. Beyond Music clarified that while he did work there as an external contractor, it was from January 2021 until May 2023 after his contract was terminated, as he showed no achievements. There are a lot of reasons why netizens now feel angered at the girls working with Ahn Sung Il once again, since he's not viewed as a trustworthy person at all. Back in September of 2023, in addition to everything else, he was exposed for embezzling funds from ATRAC. The Seoul Eastern District Court also approved ATRAC's request to seize their copyright fees as a portion of the embezzled funds. Another thing that Ahn Sung Il shamelessly forged were the signatures of the Cupid songwriters, just so he could transfer the copyright to himself, according to an exclusive report from Dispatch. Things took a turn when Kina did an exclusive interview interview with Dispatch, where she opened up about Ahn Sung Il's manipulation and gaslighting of the group members. Kina first talked about the time when Ahn Sung Il sent a fake COVID-19 test to the company's group chat posing as Sana. Through checking the location, metadata, and altitude, Dispatch was able to discover that the picture of the positive test was sent from Ahn Sung Il's apartment. Dispatch questioned if Sana took the test at Ahn Sung Il's apartment or what even happened until Kina confirmed that it was Ahn Sung Il's test. Kina further explained that the test was sent a few days before their certification of contents was about to be sent to Attract. Ahn Sung Il advised them not to carry out any more schedules from that day on. When Dispatch questioned again why he made the decision to send the positive COVID-19 test, Kina explained that Ahn Sung Il told them that if they tested positive for COVID, the company would let them be and wouldn't monitor them closely. Ahn Sung Il also lied to the girls, claiming that he had really crucial evidence that would help them win the lawsuit. However, he was all bark, no bite before he initially cut off 50/50 completely and stopped contacting them. Kina also claimed that Ahn Sung Il purposefully stirred anxiety within the members by constantly talking about how he purchased their song with his own money, how he filmed the music video with his own money, and how the CEO Jung Hong-jun isn't even interested in them. Ahn Sung Il also often mentioned how the company's investment in them is just debt and how the girls have to pay it back. So knowing Ahn Sung Il made the entire situation worse than it should have been and how he behaved towards the members, netizens are now wondering what the future holds for ABLUME, how their debut will go, and if a successful career is in their cards. Most netizens are supportive of the group but also wary of their decision. One netizen wrote, "Although on the surface it does not look like the wisest of decisions, I believe you are more than capable of making the best decisions for yourselves." Another netizen also commented how they will keep an eye out for the girls, but advised them not to let the second chance go to waste. Some fans also requested additional information and clarification from the agency. One fan on Twitter wrote that despite the excitement, they cannot support the debut due to the unclear circumstances of Ahn Sung Il's involvement. They requested the company to share additional information about the reconciliation process between the members and Ahn Sung Il, as well as a detailed plan for ABLUME's future career that doesn't involve Ahn Sung Il. They also asked the company to share information about its protective strategies against the anticipated backlash and criticism. The fact that fans are already bracing themselves against the backlash this debut will surely receive should be enough of a sign that working with Ahn Sung Il once again was not a good idea. A K-pop fan on Reddit wrote, "I think they're talented, but they're not doing themselves a favor, and this makes their accusations weaker once again." To this, netizens replied with their claims that the girls are possibly not as innocent as they portray themselves to be, and that they've been up to date with the plan all along. Another Reddit user pointed out that most producers could be wary of working with ABLUME considering their reputation in South Korea, and that they could be considered a flight risk. The netizen shared that the fact that the girls found a company willing to manage them is some kind of a miracle. Netizens are understandably confused about whether they should continue supporting ABLUME or if they should move on from the situation. A Reddit user wrote, "Why would they associate themselves with someone so ethically warped? While it's possible the group will be able to attract a casual fan base, it's possible that the group will not be able to live up to their full potential only because of who they are associating themselves with."